Now that we're able to output our dynamic segment here, we can of course use that information to instead load that product from our product file, so through our product model, which is responsible for interacting with the product, and then we can return a view which does actually show us these product details. So for loading, let's go into our product model now. There we got save and we got fetch all. Now I want to load a single product. And for this, I'll add a new static method and I'll name it find by ID. The name is totally up to you, of course. But there I expect to get an ID as an argument and then also a callback which will be executed once we're done finding the product here. In this function here, I will get all my products because I basically need to read the entire file. We got no database here where I could run a query for one product only. We'll do that once we add a database, of course. So for now, I get all my products just as in my fetch all function here. But here I now have my products available. And before I return them in the callback, I want to filter out that one product with my ID. Now keep in mind, products which I'm returning here is already a parsed array of products. And a product will have an ID, right? We assign that ID here and we store that ID. So we will have an array of objects where each object has an ID. And therefore we can now use normal JavaScript to filter out the product we're interested in. I can simply find my product and store it in this temporary variable there. I can find it by searching products with the find method, a default JavaScript method. This will execute a function we pass to find on every element in the array and will return the element for which this function we pass returns true. So this function we pass here will get the product it's currently looking at because it executes it for all the products in the array. It will pass us this product into the function, and then I write an arrow function here. And there is a short arrow function syntax where you can omit the curly braces if you only got one line in there, and you also return the result of this one line. So there is an implicit return statement in front of that code I'll now write. So I will have one line of code here, which is returned, and there I will check if the ID of the product I'm currently looking at is equal to the ID I receive as an argument here. And if this is true, then the product which I'm currently looking at will be returned and stored in this constant here. And therefore, I can then execute a callback with that product. This is a synchronous function, doesn't execute any async code, so simply having two lines after each other will do the trick here. So now we have that find by ID function in the model, and now in the shop.js controller, we can use that. So instead of logging the prod ID here, we can log product, referring to our model. Remember, we're importing the class here. Product, find by ID, though we can't log this because that will be an asynchronous function. We have to pass in a callback. So here instead, I pass in my prod ID, and then I will get the product eventually. And in that function here, I will now simply log that for the moment so that we see if that was retrieved correctly. So back on the products page, let's view the details again. That works. And in the console log on the server, we indeed see the details for the product we loaded. So this seems to work. Now let's also verify that this still works if we add another product here. I'll add this. And indeed, we see the product here, so this is working. And now if I click the details link here on the products page, I also get the information for this product. And the link of the image is so long here because it's not a URL to an image stored on a server, but actually the image encoded in base64, which is like a text encoding technique, you could say. So this is the product, and this is our fetch product function working. So as a next step, let's add a view that displays the details. And obviously feel free to pause the video or to, well, this video ends here, but to go ahead and do this on your own. We'll do it together in the next lecture.